thank you so much for joining me.
Oh my gosh, this is so, first of all, I've known this woman for so long, so this is super exciting to finally get to spend time with you.
I know, it was like the stars finally aligned for us to meet.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to talk about your career because you've had this amazing career in beauty, and I really want you to share your journey from when you launched your first beauty brand to where you are today, having just launched your fourth brand, Ready Set Jet. You've experienced the ups and downs, so I'd love for you to just take us to the beginning of when you started on this path.
It's definitely been an incredible journey, and I think earlier we were talking about when I reflect back, I'm like, wow, I really didn't have a lot of say in my journey. It was pretty much destined, and I've just been going with the flow. But my first brand I started, working as a celebrity makeup artist here on The Tonight Show and at CBS and on a lot of different shows like Dancing with the Stars and a lot of photo shoots. And because of the celebrity work I was doing, I got called to go on TV and talk about it. And one of my mentors at the time, Tom Bergeron, who hosted Dancing with the Stars, was like, you need to do TV. And I'm like, okay, I want to be a brand. And he's like, and everyone's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, just get me to New York City. So I started doing the early show in New York, going on talking about beauty, holiday tips, how to go from office to office party. And in true New York fashion, one day the senior producer came to me and she's like, why the F are we flying you all the way out here? What makes you so different? And nobody was really talking about all these global beauty secrets that I had learned growing up as a child, because I had grandparents in Kenya and grandparents in India, and we would just hop and skip over Singapore and Egypt, and I was really enchanted and fascinated with what women were doing. Mm-hmm. So I started talking a lot about coconut oil for healthy hair growth in India, or how Brazilian women drink beet juice to have this deep, gorgeous tan. And it just hit, and then I was offered a publishing deal to write my book, Passport to Beauty. Spent 2 years traveling the world. It was literally the best time of my life, learning every beauty secret from every country, meeting the most amazing women, and then was a spokesperson for a lot of brands. And my managers were like, you've got to start your own brand. And that's when I ended up launching my first brand, Global Goddess.
You have this brand, it's massively successful. And then what happens?
As a first-time entrepreneur, you are trying to build a company on your own. At that time, there wasn't a lot of social media. There weren't Startup Grind and all these amazing, resources for entrepreneurs, much less for women. So, I had to navigate that journey pretty much by myself. And 2 years of fundraising, never met a woman, never sat in a boardroom with a woman, had a hard time finding women mentors, and eventually just unfortunately made a deal with the wrong partner and investor, and that was a very difficult situation, and had to unwind that, come out of that, and that put me on a very interesting path to my purpose, because that opened up the entire spiritual side of my life that I did not expect in a million years. And and now I can honestly say I'm happy to see that there's a gazillion resources for anyone that wants to start a brand, for women especially. Mm-hmm. And that's been a really big, strong theme, as you've seen through every brand I create, that there has to be an incredible mission to empower women in what I do.
Your latest beauty launch, your new brand, is deeply rooted in India in terms of the products and the initiatives. So can you tell me a little bit more about Ready Set Jet, how that came about, and what you're excited about?
I'm really happy to be at a point in my career where I can use everything I've done as a vehicle for global change. And in 2017, I received the Mahatma Gandhi Award at the British House of Lords for my work in women empowerment and leadership, which was amazing. Yeah. It was really just an incredible honor to be recognized at that level. I happened to go to India 2 months later. When I arrived, there was a lot of government officials waiting for me, and they were like, look, we really need you to come help the girls of India, it's time. And I agreed, and I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. I'm born and raised in Southern California, but my entire family is still in India. So, it's important for me to take the women empowerment now even deeper than what we were doing at a high level with bringing women together and networking. Now, how do we actually give women the skills to create their own livelihood enablement and have their own future and break that cycle of poverty? So I said, thank you very much. Let me think about what I can do.
So what is it that they wanted? They wanted you to help the girls in India be able to be self-sufficient, to have their own...
They didn't ask. They just were like, we feel that you've reached your full potential. Help our girls reach theirs.
Okay.
And I was like, thank you. Came home, I was like, okay, everyone's going in and finding sustainable ingredients and, fair trade. But like, what can I personally do to make the biggest impact? And I started calling a lot of, NGOs on the ground, and I started hearing that there was just so many girls in the slums and villages that really weren't getting past the age of 15 as far as education. And, for me, their options were slim. At 15, they're gonna, what are the odds? Trafficking, getting married, becoming a servant,
right.
How do we change that? So I flew back to London. I was asked to speak at the House of Commons last year to 300 people on what my plan would be for India. And I proposed that I could go in and we could train these girls to become professional makeup artists and teach them entrepreneurship. And then through a brand like Ready, Set, Jet, through a tech-enabled platform, give them the ability to start earning money. So everybody loved it. Well, when purpose shifts into alignment, just everybody came on board and they're like, we've got to help this happen. We want to also use beauty as a vehicle for change. It's saturated, like how much more contouring and highlighting can we do? Like, let's do something that's going to make an impact and change the world.
I think the one thing with beauty and being able to take this globally is it is a very universal language in terms of how women use makeup, not just to feel good on the outside, but how it makes them feel on the inside. So it isn't just cosmetic, it is a lot deeper than that.
It's self-care.
Yes.
It's self-care. And when you're doing something kind for yourself, everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah.
And that could be as simple as just putting on lipstick and feeling good about yourself and walking out the door, to going back to the elements of Passport, where it's self-care, it's ritual, it's taking time to turn the world off, and whether it's giving yourself a scalp massage, or we have these gemstone rollers that balance your chakras, and oils that boost your mood. So for me, it's how do you make beauty experiential, and how do you make it a form of self-care, so it's not just a cosmetic item.
And this is, I think, something that to me feels very Indian, where it's there isn't just like one use for what something is. Like, it's so layered and deep. And I think about, my grandmother growing up would make like kajal, and it would be, she wasn't just using stuff, she was using specific ingredients because it was going to be doing something. So there's castor oil in it to like thicken and darken your lashes, and there was like herbs in there because that was beneficial. So it wasn't ever, like there's one use for it, but it was so layered with everything else that was a part of it.
Right, and
so
same thing like with the amethyst, and the amethyst is protection, it's healing, but then, we worked with Ayurvedic doctors and crystal healers to come up with the oil blend to power the vibration of the stone, because, stones have vibrations. Even in India, you wear different rings to change, your path. Even in China, they do that. I mean, it's done all over the world. And of course, Sedona is such a place close to my heart because of my life-changing experience there. But I really learned a lot about, crystal and crystal therapy. So, this has like lavender to soothe and heal, but then it's got, the CoQ10s, and it's got all the facial oils that you can actually use it as a facial roller. So you could use this like on your pulse points, you could use it under your eyes, you could use it on anywhere. Okay. And then this is phenomenal for chakra balancing. So I just went through.
For which chakra?
So amethyst is great for third eye, and the rose quartz obviously is self-love, so it's great for your heart chakra. The tiger eye is the most powerful oil. I mean, that is the grounding one. It's all about emotional strength and stability. It's got orange bark, it's got honeysuckle. Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's great for your root chakra. That's great for your solar plexus.
It smells amazing.
And the jade is all about positive vibes. I mean, that one's got lots of mint and eucalyptus in it, but it's also fantastic to just put on your hands and the bottom of your feet for really good energy, and then a jade's very good luck.
So you really use it kind of based on like what you feel you need that day.
Exactly. These are your power oils. So anyway, you need to power up. I keep the jade in my purse because I love it on my lips. And then of course you get the aromatherapy mood boosting scent through your nose. So it gives you like a little extra pep in your step. So it's just that positive, you know, and then the green always brings an element of wealth and, you know, abundance.
Yeah.
So I like to just keep that as a reminder. So these are phenomenal. And then Ready, Set, Jet, you know, everything, you're getting a sneaky peek on, you know, the samples, but these are everything's double duty. So you've got your eyeshadow and your blush in
Love
one.
it.
So everything's just on the go, your powders, you've got your loose powder, and then you've got your brush in the cap.
And then
you just screw this off and you've got
your powder.
Your powder. Yep. Same thing with the lip glosses and lipsticks. You know, you've got your lip paint, your gloss on one side, lipstick gloss, and then of course we've got all these different like sticks that you can use anywhere. That come,
really pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Especially on Indian skin.
and it's really creamy too, which is nice.
Yeah. And then you've got your highlighter, so you can just go and glow. I mean.
This whole line is such an education into global beauty secrets, things that you don't know about, because a lot of what brands currently do now is take what created naturally but find like the chemical equivalent of it because it's cheaper to do it that way. So what a lot of these products do are really about using that, the natural, authentic, powerful
yeah, so like
elements.
These oils are all 100% natural.
Yeah.
They're all essential oils. That product took me 2 years to make. So I take my time. If it's a really special product, you know, like nobody had ground down real gemstones into roller balls, so you were actually getting the true vibration of, you know, the product, not only the product, but getting the vibration of the stone. Because what people don't understand, and I guess it's something that I learned a lot through just traveling the world and meeting so many people with beauty, spirituality, wellness, is that you have the opportunity to change your life through energy, right? You control your energy, nobody else controls it. So if you're able to shift, you know, your storytelling of what you're saying to yourself, or just use, you know, symbolic products
Grounding,
that
yes.
ground you, that open up your heart center, that give you strength and stability, that maybe put you more in a positive mood. You have all the tools in the universe to really do anything you want in your life.
Yeah. I need to know more about that as well. That'll be for next time when we talk.
Yeah. We can talk about the wellness and spiritual stuff that I've learned.
Absolutely. I think
We even did it in our water
that's
bottle,
something.
so you can get.
And this is rose quartz.
Rose quartz.
Okay,
and we
tell
have
us
a
what
jade
that
one.
does.
So rose quartz is all about self-love. It's about opening up your heart. It's about not only loving the others, but really just being able to tune into your own self-care.
Self-love,
And that, for me, the essence of beauty, everything in beauty starts with yourself. Like, you can't be beautiful if you're ugly on the inside. So you have to love yourself first.
And that ugliness is really created by what you're telling yourself.
Really, it's the storytelling, and just change the story.
Yeah. All right, well, we will link all the information for Passport to Beauty and Ready, Set, Jet in the description box. So definitely check it out. And
and if you guys want to get involved on Power Beauty Living, it's now a foundation, and we are accepting donations and any help, because this is really the power and the engine for helping these girls move forward in their life.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk, because I want to be able to add that information to the Couture Rani website as well.
Awesome.
So I would like to provide more information about that. So thank you guys. Until next time.